Welcome back to the Cutty and Richie show. This is going to be a great show. We have some real juicy stuff here, Richie. Last week, so what we try and do, we cut our show up into 16, 15 reels, and we try and make them spicy and controversial because they're real 60 seconds. So we want people to tune in. Last week we had almost 500,000 people viewed our reels. And so this week we're going to talk about some juicy stuff, and it's really exciting. The show is really growing. We want everybody to subscribe and follow us.
We're getting a lot of followers.
Yeah, our followers are building 200, 300, 400 every week.
That's
a lot of fun. We are on Instagram, YouTube, TikTok, Apple, X, and I don't know who, the town crier maybe, right? Did you take a gummy before the show?
No, why?
I don't know. Last week you sounded like you did. You seemed like a little giddy, laughing.
I'm fine. I'm just a happy guy.
All right, so I'm going to start out with my first subject.
Go for it.
This is like a very controversial subject, and I want to talk about it and see how you feel.
Okay.
We don't talk politics on the show, but it's kind of sort of like the abortion issue where it's a woman's right to choose. It's their body. That's what the subject's about, not about abortion, about something else. I know this guy, very wealthy guy, that married, he is divorced, 76 or 7, and he married from South America a 41-year-old woman who I guess I'm saying is, let's call it in the domestic worker industry. I don't know specifically how to define her job. Yeah. And she, beautiful woman, and she had a Jennifer Lopez body, you know, the big butt, the big hips, and the big D-plus boobs. I guess she took the shot. I'm on the shot because I'm a diabetic, but you lose weight when you take the shot. Now, people take it for diabetes or they take it to lose weight. I took it. I lost 50 pounds. I went from 217, I'm 172 now. But she lost all this weight and decided that she liked to look really thin. So she said, I'm going to have my boobs removed. They were implants. And I guess in South America, you get them done really cheap.
Yeah.
One side's maybe a little more lopsided than the other. Anyway, she said, I'm going to have
That's common with a lot of women, by the way.
What, lopsided boobs?
Well, one is usually bigger than the other.
I never noticed that.
Yeah. I've had some...
But in my situation...
I don't really care.
The lights are usually out. You have sex with the lights on?
Yeah.
You do?
No, not usually, but I like a little lighting in the background.
Right, okay. So anyway, she said, I'm going to have my boobs removed, and I'm going to have little tiny implants put in. And he said, no, I love you the way you are. I bought and paid for a package that I thought I was marrying, and I don't want it to change. She said, I want it to change. So the question is, who gets to decide? She ultimately decided, behind his back, went ahead, had her implants out.
Behind his back?
He said, no, I don't want you to do it. She said, it's my body. I'll do anything I want. He said, but, you know, part of a relationship, part of a marriage is the sexual component, and I like that part of a sexual component. I like big boobs. I'm a big boob guy. I'm not interested in being with somebody that's like a teenager with a flat chest.
Right.
And she said, well, I want that look. So who gets, you know, it's her body, her choice. But he's providing this incredible lifestyle, and who gets to make the decision here? I mean, ultimately, when it comes down to it, it's her body. She decides, but he's the guy that is like providing the show. He's the show.
This goes back to the original question we had. I think Lauren was her name on here.
Yeah.
And, you know, for a man, what does a woman bring to the table?
Well, what she brought to the table, she doesn't have at the table right now.
So that's the question. It's like, you know, he bought a package to a degree, personality, the way, you know, what do we need from a woman? Love, respect, honor. and we like their look, and we're willing to upkeep that look. In a lot of cases, a lot of men, I believe, do that. Whether it's their nails, their knish, their foreheads with the Botox, and whatever they want, whether they put in fillers and whatever. I mean, so yeah, I think it's ultimately the woman's choice. I mean, obviously, it's her body.
But wouldn't you think? So this woman came from an economic situation that wasn't desirable. Okay, let's put it that way.
Mm-hmm.
This guy has now elevated her to driving Rolls Royces, living in mansions, having staff at the house.
Mm-hmm.
What would you do if it was your situation and you were hell-bent on the factor you're elevating the situation that you don't want it to change? I mean,
so he didn't want it to change at all.
He didn't want it to change. Are you willing to break up with her over this?
Oh, I just find it. I don't know if that's a killer.
But don't you think? And it's probably an egotistical, narcissistic comment. Don't you think? And you're good at that, being egotistical and narcissistic. Don't you think?
Please, I'm not. I've had enough of that narcissism in my life. I'm not doing that again.
Really?
Oh my God. Yeah.
Well, then why are you fighting to change the show to the Richie and Cutty show instead of the Cutty and Richie show?
I am not, for the record.
Yeah, you are.
Yeah.
But don't you think the woman that bought into this new life would acquiesce to his desire?
Yes, I agree. I'm not disagreeing with what you're saying but I mean, ultimately I don't want to say this out loud, but he's kind of a pussy for not putting his foot down.
What's he supposed to do? Say,
look,
can't do what you want to do with your body?
I'm taking away your Rolls Royce. I'm not going to do your nails. I'm not going to do this. There are certain pleasures in my life that I find important. What does a woman bring to the table? If that's something I want them to bring to the table, then she should. I think she's wrong.
So now that they're out, what do you do?
Nothing. I mean,
let's say sexual desire. You're an expert in the sexual desire area. No, but I mean, what do you do now? I mean, the guy literally may not want to have sex with her. Maybe that was part of the
it's
fun.
Almost like saying, when she first was auditioning for the part, she might have been cooking for him all the time and doing things. And now that she got the part and the job, she stopped cooking and doing things. That's, she brought certain things to the table, and now she's taking them away. I think it's a problem. Yeah, I don't know the answer, the solution, but it's a problem. Does he divorce her? Was it in the contract?
Well, she can put him back in.
She could. Yeah. I think it was selfish of her in that way.
But in any relationship, it's problematic just to exist in a relationship for all the outside components and the problems and, just companionship and getting along with somebody because your personality, I'm a personality. Now you're adding another very difficult component that doesn't necessarily have to be added. She's selfish in regard. She wants a skinny little body, and he doesn't want that. So now you have a brand new issue in a relationship, which is...
Has it cut back on the sex?
Yeah. They haven't had sex in a while.
Oh. That sounds like a lovely relationship.
No, they haven't had. From what I'm told, they haven't had sex in a while. He's not happy with the situation, and he, maybe it just doesn't turn him on anymore.
That's difficult. That's a difficult situation. So you can have all the money in the world and still not get what you want.
So there you go. So another subject that we talked about this week, and we're going to stay on top of this situation. We're going to follow it through. Mm-hmm. I'm going to monitor it. And Richie has volunteered if he doesn't want to have sex with her, Richie will have sex with her. Another subject that we talked about kind of came up this week, and we talked about it. Let's say I'm married. I'm not married, but I'm married, and then I divorced my wife. I am divorced. Mm-hmm. And we were friends while we were married and not married. And now you run into my ex-wife at a restaurant. She comes on to you. She knows you're single. And she says, Richie, I always enjoyed you. I always thought you were really funny, good-looking guy, in great shape, and always tan.
I'm tansome.
You're handsome. I'm single. You're single. Would you like to go out sometime? Would you go out with my ex-wife?
If it's your friend? I mean,
I'm your friend. Am I your friend or not?
Yeah, it's just talking about your ex-wife. Would I do that? No.
No. Wait a second. Time out. Before you give me an immediate answer, would you say, let me call Dave and see if he's cool with it?
You know, I don't find it necessary, Dave. I just don't. I just find that there's a lot of women out there. For me to interrupt our friendship in any way possible, it's not a necessary feature I want to get. It's not something I need to get into.
All right, let's flip it around.
Okay.
Let's say it's your ex-wife, and I run into her, and she's like, hey, I always thought you were whatever, funny or something like that. I really admired your height. Because you're closer to the ground than most people.
That's hysterical. That's very good.
No,
oh my God.
Your muscles. Like I said, the police said to me, do you have any weapons in the car? And I said, just here, man,
guns.
right here.
Yeah.
And what would happen if the roles were reversed? And
I
called you on the phone and I said, Richie, I really ran into your ex-wife. I mean, have you seen her lately? She looks unbelievable. I don't know whether she had work done or. Are you okay with me dating her?
If it was you, I would say yes because that would take a burden of financial burden off my back. So absolutely. Matter of fact, I'd give you a gift. No.
Well, I already know the inside baseball on your ex-wife. You know, I'll tell her up front. You know, Richie told me what was going on in the bedroom. I really don't want you with a remote control in your hand during sex.
Which is not true, by the way, just so I don't get sued here again, because that's
true.
a common
we don't
factor.
Want to get sued.
No, I mean, you know, first of all, it's respectful to come out and say, to ask if you're really interested. I personally don't find it necessary. I just don't think a lot of women out there. A lot of women, and like I said, and I think as our first show, you know, guys like, you know, certain guys are more of a commodity today because, you know, if you're a certain height, certain, you know, monetary, you have certain, you know, things that are going for you. You know, you're not, you know, you have time for them. You take them out to nice dinners or whatever. You know, the women today, I mean, they're beautiful. I'm not saying, but in most cases, not all women, but guys too. We're the commodity overall, in my opinion.
All right, leading to, you know, if you're the commodity, you go out on a date. Well, let's first start with the date.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think on a first date? You met somebody at a bar, let's say you're at the Cove, you know, you're one of your spots on Sunday. You can find Richie for autographs at the Cove in Boynton Beach.
No, it's Deerfield.
Deerfield Beach on Sunday, eating chicken wings and drinking beer, right?
Absolutely.
You meet her there, you know, and everybody's in a bathing suit. Who cares? You know, it's a shop and beer joint. It's on the water.
Yeah.
Okay, you ask her out on a date. What if she shows up on that date in a big-time slutty outfit? Is that a message to you that, you know, I'm ready for action, pal, you know, rather than... You know, like a normal, you're going to a nice restaurant. Let's say you're going to Gallagher's or whatever, where somebody would wear a nice pair of jeans and a nice blouse. She shows up in like a mini skirt and a halter top or something.
First of all, if it's an outdoor thing and it's a hot day. I mean,
that's where you met her. I'm saying if she shows up at a nice restaurant like Gallagher's in a very provocative outfit.
You know, as much as I like to see a provocative outfit sometimes, but not on my woman. I mean, I like it to be.
Are you jealous?
No. No, but it's sexy. I would like somebody to be, yeah, sure, they want to look sexy, but classy sexy.
So your girlfriend's hot looking, I'm assuming, if you have one. Do you want her
comment.
Do you have one? I don't even know.
No.
Actually, Richie really and I don't know each other. We don't talk during the week, and we only meet once a week at the podcast studio.
Yeah.
But I mean, would you want your girlfriend walking into a restaurant, with everything showing? Are you the jealous kind of guy that you would say to her, "Go back upstairs. I don't want you coming to the date wearing that outfit"?
No, I would never say that.
She can wear whatever she wants.
If my girlfriend?
She's your girlfriend.
Yeah. I mean, no, I think later on I would tell her, like, privately. I wouldn't send her out on a date. I'd try to have a good time at the moment and enjoy. But if it was a little bit over the top, I would say it was a little bit over the top. I mean, for me, I don't need to, you're advertising at the same time as being with me. So you're looking for attention. And all I want is attention from you and vice versa. So I don't think it's necessary.
So you think they're really advertising? Maybe she's just
why
trying
does a woman?
She's doing it for you.
Is
I
she
happen-
though?
I
Is she
happen
though?
to
When you
like-
walk into a room and you got your, everything's hanging out a little bit extra too much. Is she doing it for me, or is she doing it for some extra attention as well?
We're on two sides of this.
Yeah.
I mean, I think she's doing it for me. You think she's doing it to get attention
I
from other
think
people?
women always do stuff to get attention.
Really?
Men too. I'm not saying it's just women. I mean, I think men work out. Men try to do this. They put hair plugs in. They do this. Women put fillers in. They do they do stuff not to look. We all have a narcissistic part of ourselves. It's narcissism when it's acutely bad. It's when they have no empathy. They just really only care about themselves. But everyone has some narcissism to them.
But don't you believe as women get older, as do men, but women are more into, they certainly have to maintain themselves a lot more than men. I mean, talking to this gal the other day, she's telling me between the nails, the hair, the waxing, I mean, it's thousands of dollars a month.
Oh, it's crazy.
So don't you think that if you're my girlfriend, it's really nice if guys stare at you. If when you go to a restaurant, you want people to acknowledge that you're beautiful and your hard efforts of getting ready for the evening are
Yes.
well deserved.
Yes, I agree with you. I mean, I'd rather have a hotter woman on my arm than somebody that's not hot or sexy. That being said, I don't want it to be over the top. I don't want somebody to be like, hey, the whole restaurant, look at me, especially when I go up to go to the bathroom. I'm just the hottest thing in the room. I don't want that kind of a look. You know what I mean? It's classy, sexy. But it's also how the woman treats you. If you're feeling respected.
Yeah, if she's holding your, like when I
Yes.
go out with a girl, I like when they hold my hand.
Or they put their hand
And
on your lap,
yeah,
or they rub your back a little.
They let everybody in the rest. They could look as gorgeous or
Right. It's
revealing
respect.
as they want,
Yeah.
but as long as they're like touching me or holding my hand and letting me know that she's only interested in me,
Yeah.
I'm okay. I'm not a jealous guy.
Yeah. No, it's me too. I'm not a jealous guy, and but I want. What you're saying is, as long as they're showing you the respect that you feel.
That's all I want in life.
Huh?
That's all I want in life.
Yeah. That's all we all. Yeah.
I don't want anything. I don't want gifts. I don't need anything.
I don't need this. I don't need that. But a woman, I mean, like I said, going back to the question with Lauren, is like, what does she bring to the table? We want respect, love, honor. How can I? Consideration. You just want someone to be attuned to you, your needs, and a man will pretty much do anything back.
So, since we're talking about dating, so this eye contact thing, how would you handle it if she's making eye contact with you and you're uncomfortable? Have you ever had eye contact made with you and it's like you're trying to read the message?
Yeah, usually I can read it.
So when you're on a first date, are you making eye contact or you're kind of looking around the room?
No, I would not disrespect the woman and do that.
What do you do if you're with somebody in a restaurant and she's looking around the room?
I would let her know who
Really? First date?
Well, I would say, do you know anyone here? Is you're not
you're
not focused on.
You would say that.
Oh, absolutely. At this point in my life,
You don't care.
I don't care. I'm not going to be rude, but it seems like it seems like your attention is elsewhere. I would say.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So
It's all about clarity.
So you would say, if I'm sitting here and every 30 seconds, 60 seconds, it's a bustling restaurant, she's looking over here, looking over there, and not really focused on you.
I mean, slight looking is one thing, but yeah, no, I would want a woman who was focused on me.
And you would say to her, look, over here, you see me?
Yeah, no, I would say it like you seem to might know some people around here. And she would say, why do you say that? I said, because you're looking around the room constantly. I go, is there somebody you want to go say hi to? It would say it like that in a nice way. And I would say, they would say, oh, no, I would say, okay.
So, and let me ask you a question. That's a great comment. Let's say you're in that situation and somebody walks in that you had a date with the night before. What do you? I'm sure it's happened to you, Richie. You date half the town.
No. Yeah, I do not.
I mean, how you go to the same 6 restaurants every time you walk in there? You have to take inventory. Who's in there? I went out with her. I went out with her. I went out with her.
That actually has not happened to me. So
Really?
yeah, no, I've not gone to a place, and I usually know where to go where nobody's going to be. So
All right. So you went out with this girl on the other. You're with a date at the bar. You went out with this girl on the other side of the bar, and she's on a date. Let's say. Now you have to go to the bathroom. You have to walk by her. Do you stop and say hello?
I might do a little wave,
Give a little wave.
a little hi,
Mm-hmm.
How are you? Good.
Now, do you think she's angry at you because you're on a date?
Obviously, we didn't click, so it doesn't
Well,
matter.
it was one day ago. Click. What do you mean? Is it supposed to be
Oh, if
instantaneous?
it's a day ago?
Or 2 days
That's
ago? Or
never
3
happened to
days
me,
ago?
so I don't really know how I would react, to be honest with you. Yeah, that would be an unusual situation.
I can't believe it hasn't happened.
That
to you.
has not happened to me.
Unbelievable.
Has it happened to you?
Yeah.
That's why you're asking.
No, I'm not saying it hasn't happened to me frequently, but over the years, I mean, I've been in
Why would you bring somebody to the same place?
I'm not saying the same place you had dinner the
a
night
different
before.
place. I mean, that's an unusual event. Yeah, that's
Wait a second. You're in Boca Raton. You're going to that crap hole joint you brought me for my free dinner. Okay. What's that shithole that you took me to?
I'm not saying, yeah.
Okay. You have New York Prime. You have Gallagher's. You have Morton's. You have Abe and Louie's. You have Houston's. You have 7 restaurants.
Yeah, it's
Trattoria
more.
Romana. What do you have?
You don't go to Trattoria Romana on a date.
Why?
It's just you're always going to see people you know there.
Oh, so you do have a strategy.
Oh, absolutely.
You don't go to restaurants that you know is one of your pickup joints.
Correct.
Got it. So for the record,
If it's a pickup,
anybody
if
anybody wants to meet Richie, is it Trattoria Romana? What night of the week, Richie?
I don't know, it's midweek usually.
How many times a week you go there?
Sometimes none, sometimes twice, sometimes once.
They made his own individual dinner. It's not on the menu.
It's funny you say that because last night I was there and I had the Richie.
The Richie.
Yeah. And two guys next to me were looking at me, what the hell is that? And they said, I told them what it was. And they said, they both ordered it. They loved it. So.
Now, for the Richie, obviously the car carriers are taking everybody out of town. The inventory is slowing down for you. What do you do? I mean, are you going to take your zone out of the 20-mile zone to go third? Are you going to go down to Fort Lauderdale? Are you going to go to Palm Beach?
Sometimes. I mean, I usually just go out to eat, and that's it. I'm not going out to hunt.
Right.
You know, if someone talks to me, fine. If someone doesn't, fine.
Right.
I go home. I have a dinner. I have a drink. I smile. I talk to some guys. I talk to sometimes some girls. People are usually very warm and friendly. And
yeah, when you and I go out, we always run into that guy, that doctor guy. I mean, like,
he's gone. He's back home now.
Oh, is he?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
He left me with 16 jokes though.
Did he?
No.
Don't you hate people that tell jokes that are really long? You don't
Long
know when
ones are tough. Yeah.
Yeah, you don't know when to laugh. You don't know if it ended in the middle. Should you start laughing at the joke or do you wait to the end? But those long
they're tough. Some of them are very funny though. But
those long jokes are torturous. But So now everybody's leaving town, and I'm going into these restaurants. Well, I just got back into town, but I'm leaving next week. But you go into these restaurants that are impossible to get into,
Yeah.
and they're all empty. It's
No,
really
it's
kind
better.
of cool.
It's been better now,
Right?
way better. Yeah. Yeah. But to change the subject here, I got a lot of interaction on people reaching out to me on like whether a woman can be a friend. That segment we did.
Boy, I didn't want to talk about that.
Yeah.
I really didn't want to discuss
Okay.
that. Do you
But
want to? No, I'll discuss
Yeah,
it.
I've got both views. I just want.
All right, let's discuss it. I didn't really want to
Well,
bring
I'm
up.
sorry, I didn't want to
no,
bring that up.
I'll
Yeah.
be happy to. Who told you to discuss that subject?
Nobody.
That is so crazy.
Yeah.
Because I was just
No, because I got such feedback.
All right,
on
let's
that.
hear the feedback.
Well, no, it's of course they can, and yes, it's not a big deal. And then it was like, no, they can't because there's really no. There was no definitive answer. There was nothing that they.
So let's go through the inventory of questions and responses. What were people saying? They were saying that's impossible for a man and a woman to be
Yep.
friendly.
I've gotten both.
Why? Because the sexual tension?
Yeah, and like if it's an ex, especially if it's an ex or something like that, and you once were with them.
Well, I think there's two categories.
Yeah, there's two categories.
If you've already had sex with that person and you haven't been with
even
them,
if it was 10 years ago.
yeah, 10 years ago,
Yeah.
you kind of know the lay of the land. I mean, you've had sex with them, so you kind of know where the bodies are buried, so to speak.
So a recent past relationship I
How
had,
long ago?
I'm not going to say.
Okay.
But this.
3 days?
No, I was saying we were talking about it. We were talking about it, and they said no, no, and I said, well, what about your ex that you talked to? Oh, they minimized the situation or whatever, and that's okay. It was really nothing, and so I guess it's personal perspective. But, I said, well, what if I went out with this one that I did, and we're just friends? Then it became, when they see it on the other, they always have to you have to reverse it all the time. And then they see kind of your point and then they understand that. But usually they don't. They do what they want anyway. The man usually have to suck it up. I think a woman gets away with it more than a man.
But if you're going out with an ex, it's very different than going out with a friend because the ex, you've already had sex. It doesn't count towards your body count or theirs. I mean, it's a pass. You have a pass on that whole issue.
Right.
The whole issue of, the next day or what's it going to be like, all that's gone. Like 3/4 of everything is gone if you've already had sex with an ex.
Yep.
And then one more drink, it could explode into, what are you doing? Let's go. Or one kiss.
It all depends where this, look, and I always tell my kids, it's like the woman makes the call. You know what I mean?
You think so?
Oh, without a doubt.
I don't see it that way at all.
The woman makes the call. If a woman is interested, a guy still has to work that situation to get.
Boy, I see it completely opposite.
Really? I don't see it that way.
I'll tell you why.
Tell me.
Have you ever had a situation where a woman wants to have a dinner with you and her agenda is to get you back or to get you in bed? So she's not making the call. You're the one with the governor. You're the one that's saying, oh, man, I don't want to get back into that whole game with her because of this, that, and I didn't like her kids or
that. Yeah.
What?
I disagree with
How
you.
do you disagree with me?
I-
It's called the Cutty and Richie show.
No, a woman will give you a vibe unless you can't read the vibe.
Well, she's there for one reason, to get you back in the sack.
Well, again, the woman makes the call. If she's completely platonic, you get that feeling that she's completely platonic. There is no desire, but you can sense the desire. We're animals. We sense it.
Right.
You know what I mean? I usually I'm a good read. I'm not 100% obviously, but usually I'm a good read. You're a good read. You can tell whether it's business or
As
personal.
long as it's a short story.
Yeah. A short joke. Yeah. I mean, you're in business. Do you not have a good vibe, a good read on the situation?
Yeah, I'm not a long thinker.
Yeah.
There's not much up there to think about. I
Right.
can, I make a decision really fast.
Yeah. Yeah. So,
in business.
in business. But I mean, in the personal, I can tell if a woman is like, kind of tweaking me a little bit, that she's like more than just wanting to be friends for that night or just whatever. So
this whole can a woman have a man as a friend subject came up. And I said yes. And now I'm convinced no. I've changed my opinion.
you have.
Yes.
Yeah.
The person that I was discussing with said no. And I argued vehemently. And I said, yes, they can. And then I found out, no, they can't. I just don't think it works.
It probably can happen to a degree, but, obviously the woman is usually, if a guy's trying to make the case, it doesn't work, in my opinion. When the girl makes the case, they know how to minimize it and say, oh, please, we didn't do anything or whatever, and it was like nothing, and they know, and we've been friends for 5 years and never did anything in the last 5 years. And we just talk. I tell my problems to them or whatever. And we've never had any sexual contact. They know how to justify.
So what's your definition of sexual contact? What happens if you walk her to the car and it's a friend, and when you get to the car door, you cross the line and make out, not like make out.
That's a no-no.
Like a kiss, like a, saliva
Kiss
exchanges.
No, that's then they're full of what.
Right.
That's plain and simple. They're full of it. Okay.
But how do you put the genie back in the bottle? We had a nice lunch. Everything was cool. And then you go out to the car and then you do a little makeout session. Now it's no longer a friend anymore. It's a friend plus.
It certainly is.
Right.
You leave it. A woman usually a woman will turn their head. She's making.
That's an interesting comment.
Yeah.
I wanted to ask you that. Let's say you see a friend that's a woman.
Mm-hmm.
Do you always kiss them on the cheek? Where do you
Yes,
aim? Where do you aim?
I go for the cheek.
You aim for the cheek.
Yeah, but a lot of women like will grab you and hit you on the lips too. So
a friend will kiss you on the lips.
Yeah, I've had that.
And what does that mean?
I think they think of you as like more not as like a boyfriend, but they like, I don't know. I think they just think of you as like kissable a little bit. You know what I mean? But they know they're not getting anything down the. Because I have friends that kiss me girls that kiss me on the lips, like a little bit peck, and or more of a side peck, a little. They get a little lip in there, and like they know I'm not interested, and. But I think they just also let you know that they're still a little bit interested.
So if they kiss you on the lips, do you read it as they're available? I mean, let's say you're having dinner with a girl that's a friend.
Yep.
I mean, how do you read the room to know if, it's available? I mean, whether you're going to cross that friend zone into a different zone.
That comes with the conversation of the night. If they start saying, I haven't been with somebody in a long time, and
is that a deal? Is that a deal starter for you? If somebody says I'm super horny, I haven't been with somebody in a year and a half.
That's if I want.
And then you go, I'm available.
Yeah, no. If I'm there as a friend, I'm there as a friend. I don't want to start something with somebody that I've been with before. What came out of it last time. It's not gonna get any better the next time.
Well, that's another interesting point. Let's say the relationship was 5 years ago.
Yep.
And it broke up for several reasons. Maybe you were drinking too much, or you were immature, or you were jealous. And now 6 years later, you're, staying in touch, and you kind of say, I stopped drinking. I'm not drinking as much anymore. Mm-hmm. And, I'm older now. I've had a lot of experiences. I don't have jealousy like I used to. Is that like a door opener now that, things could change in that relationship?
I just think when that ship has sailed, it's been 5 years, the ship is gone.
I disagree. Richie,
Once again,
no,
we
we're not
disagree.
agreeing to anything.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you why I disagree.
Go for it.
Maybe you went out with this girl and you nitpicked her to death because probably maybe that's what you do.
No, it isn't. Yeah.
And you broke up or she broke up with you because you were a pain in the ass or she was a pain in the ass or whatever the circumstances were. Now you did the Richie routine where you rotated through, a cycle of different women. And then 6 years later, you say to yourself, wait a second, Beth was really the best girlfriend I really had. I've been in touch with her. I really enjoy her. She's funny. She's smart. She's this or that. Maybe I should recircle it and see if there's anything, like, let's go out to dinner and see if any sparks.
I've never recycled one old girlfriend ever.
Really?
Never.
Jeez.
There's only one I think I would have, but she's now married with a kid, so I wouldn't do that. But the special soul. But I wouldn't. I'm not interested in doing that.
And why is that?
Respect. I mean, why would I want?
Oh, because she's married. You don't want to mess up her marriage. Yeah, no, that makes a lot of sense.
I just feel like.
But how about if she's single or she got a divorce?
She has a kid now.
All right, she has a kid.
I'm not interested in that.
She gets a divorce settlement, so you have no financial obligation to the kid.
She's rich anyway. So, I mean, but it's not the...
You just said you liked her.
You have... I think everybody has a relationship in their life that is more sacred and special than a lot of the other ones. And I felt it was a gift to have been able to love this person and be loved by this person. And those don't come... And this was... Because I can be a little selfish sometimes, but she wanted a child. And that was the killer.
Deal breaker.
That was the deal breaker.
But she hasn't now. See, you're
we went out for
hurdle.
4 years, and I go, and I never met anyone like her. And she was like, I said to her, after 2 years of living together, I said to her, "Can I ask you a question?" She goes, "Yeah, sure." She was a lot younger than me, and I said, "You ever have a bad day?" She goes, "Sometimes." I said,
"Yeah, there you go."
She was that nice. She was like, I mean. What a soul. I mean, I just felt it was a gift to be able...
I think you should call her.
No, we talk once a year, and and all we do is laugh and have a good time. It's just wonderful. I mean, and I'm very, very happy for her. I would, but you always love that person in a special way.
Would you ever take the leap to go out to lunch with her?
Oh, I would go out to lunch with her.
And what happens at lunch if the things we talked about, there's eye contact... that we talked about.
I
there's an emoji sent before the lunch with a little heart. Then there's eye contact at the lunch.
No, we don't text.
We're putting the whole show together here, Richie.
We don't text. We don't do anything. But we did talk because of my daughter was having a baby. My daughter just had a baby, by the way.
Congratulations. What's the baby's name?
Lennox.
I like that
It's
name.
a girl, Lennox. We call her Lenny.
I like that. That's cool.
It's
good.
It's very cute.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
How many grandkids?
Fourth.
4.
Yeah, my oldest daughter has 3, and this is my first one. She lives in Boca, so I get to spend a lot of time.
Do you have the trust attorneys all over this? Creating all these trusts and stuff? All right.
No, but first of all, I told her, we talked once a year. I said, look, I'm not going to text you or call you. I wouldn't do that. I said to her specifically, trying to get an answer from her about that. I said, I wouldn't do that to your husband or your boyfriend at the time. I think they got married. I'm not sure. But it's like, she goes, thank you. I appreciate that. I go, so that just tells you, like, let's keep this once a year. You know what I mean? And I respect that.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm actually so happy for her because if I didn't break up with her, she would still be with me. And
you're pretty narcissistic.
No, because
come on, Richie, you have a little ego on that one.
She told me that. I mean,
what's she going to say? I mean,
No, believe me, she'd
still be with you.
We had many conversations over this issue.
Wow.
And I said, but you want a kid? She would say, yeah. I mean, I want that option. I said, well, if you took the option off the table, I'm not breaking up with you. But she says, I don't want to take that. So she basically told me the options there. I said, well, then we have to part ways, and let's part nicely. And it was a beautiful relationship. And I'm glad you're happy.
I have some questions after the show's over. I'm going to discuss with you about this at dinner.
Yeah.
I actually had a weird one with an ex-girlfriend. Went out with her for a couple, 3 years. I forget, 2-3 years. The day before her wedding, we broke up. She went out with maybe 1 or 2 guys afterwards and then got engaged to a guy. The night before her wedding, she called me and she said, tomorrow I'm getting married. And I didn't know if she wanted a gift or what the reason. It's like, yeah.
Yeah.
And she's like, you want me to get married? Are you sure you want me to get married?
Really?
Yeah.
That's a tough one. Wow. You were like, yeah, go ahead, get married.
I said, go ahead, get married. And do you want a gift? I'll send you a gift. I mean, it was like crazy. And I felt kind of bad.
Well, that's a narcissist. No, I'm kidding.
No, I felt bad. I'm like, wow, getting married for the 3rd time or whatever it was for her, that you're not 127% sure.
Yeah.
And
that's not a good sign. Are they still married?
Yeah. Happily. Very happily.
Well, that's good then.
Yeah, very happily married.
Yeah, no, what I was saying is this, I just don't want, I never wanted somebody, I didn't want to take away a woman's life in that way, because that's a special thing to have a child, especially for a woman.
Yeah.
It really is. And who am I to do that? You know what I mean? That would be low of me. It would be selfish in that point. But I'll tell you, I wouldn't have.
How old were you at the time?
I was 52. I was 52 to 55, and she was 27 to 28, 29.
So your sperm was still doing the backstroke.
No, I had a vasectomy, but she wanted me to reverse it.
You would have gotten a reverse.
I would not have. I said, I'm not doing that.
Does that work?
There's other ways to get it out now with a needle and this and that. I said,
God.
I'm not doing.
Kidding me?
I said, I'm not doing that.
I'd
rather go to therapy. I told her. And I had to.
No, if a woman wants a baby, they have to have a baby.
I didn't want to be 60 and go to T-ball.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I did it.
You did that?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, it was not in
I was 50.
It was not my game plan. Although knowing now what I know now, living in this Boca lifestyle, I think I would have had the kid.
Yeah, I mean, it's easier.
I mean, this
is
nice crazy. I mean, she's actually probably the one that got away. Although I am hopeful that I can meet someone. You know what it was completely? She brought me the peace that I wanted in my life.
Which is?
Just ease, peace. Just her whole aura was just a very beautiful aura around me.
Wow.
And it was just, I never had that to that degree. And that's what a guy wants.
All right,
peace
so
and ease.
Our show's over, Richie, but give me your top 3 things that you want from a woman in your life. I mean, you have to give it to me off the cuff. You have 30 seconds. 1, 2, and 3.
Peace. Laughter.
And somebody to pick up the check.
That's good. No. Peace, laughter, and just
hold on 1 second. Cole, do you like that one?
Yeah. And I would add one more. Good chemistry sexually, and just comfort.
And I think that's big. Comfort, peace, and comfort are great.
Yeah.
All right, folks. This was like a fireside chat. We need like a mantle and fireplace here.
Are you too cheap to throw that in?
You know what, Richie? I'm really impressed. You're very relaxed at these podcasts. You're very natural. Actually, I have a very funny story about Richie. Last week, we were here, and the group in front of us, 2 gals, were late. And we had to sit in the lobby here for a half hour. Yeah. And we're drinking sodas and whatever. And they finally come out 15, 20 minutes later. And, we ran a couple ideas with it. We're about to do a show on dating. And what do you think of this? And what do you think of that? Yeah. What do you do your show on? They said, well, we do it on menopause.
Yeah.
And, so we spent 2 minutes and then we raced in here. But somehow they got Richie's number and they said, would you like to be a guest on our menopause show?
Yeah.
And Richie said, sure, when are you going to do it? And they gave you a day. And Richie said, well, let me check with Dave and see what his availability is. And they said, we don't want Dave. We just want you. I was kind of offended. I was like, really?
I did the show, actually.
How was it?
It was great. She was a wonderful person, a wonderful host. What an intelligent woman she was. I really enjoyed
And what
it.
do you talk about on a menopause show?
Yeah, menopause. You know, what a man's reaction to it, how they can help, and you know, when you know the woman that you're with, and you have to be helpful. And
All right, so let's talk about that real fast. We have a minute and a half. So you're dating a woman. You're not with her. You just started dating her, and she's going through your menopause. I mean, is that a deal breaker for you?
No,
That you don't want to date somebody?
Well,
that,
if she's talking about it, and she, you know, and she's doing something about it, like, you know, she's on the testosterone cream or the different thing, just to be, I would say, just to be supportive. Because guys go through things like we have testosterone that we take, and you know, I think mutual support is just a good feature in any person, and that's what we talked about.
I mean, for me, if I'm a brand new relationship, like brand new, and the person is struggling with menopause, I don't.
There's two sides of that.
It's tough.
It's brand new, and there's somebody you've been with for a
Yeah,
long time.
I get it.
Do you dump
For somebody
them?
you've been with a long time, of course, it's not an issue.
I think you're
They're
supportive
with
either
you.
way.
What?
I just think you're supportive.
How do you
either
even
way.
know who you're dealing with? If you don't even know this person,
Well, if
and
it's
the
very
brand-
fresh. That's
yeah, very
unusual.
fresh. I'm saying like very fresh.
Well, you see how the chemistry is to begin
Yeah.
with, and you go from there.
Right. All right, folks. What a fun show. We covered a lot of ground. We'd like you to give us your comments, reviews, follow the show. I'm really interested in the first story we talked about.
Yep.
You know, a woman's body, who gets the decision. She
It's a
does.
great subject. It's an interesting one.
Yeah, it's a really interesting one.
Mm-hmm.
All right, folks. Have a great day.